What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. So I was talking with my sister on the phone today, and we were just going over my experience so far as a military spouse, and it got me to thinking, there are definitely some things that I wish I would have known before I entered into this lifestyle. So why not share that knowledge with you guys? So that's what we're gonna do today. Let's go. So the first thing that you're going to need to know, and this is so important, is you're going to need to know your sponsor. That's what they call your spouse. You're going to need to know your sponsor's social security number. You are going to need to know it better than you know your own social security number, especially the last four digits of their social, because in order to make doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, any kind of appointment, you are going to need to know that number because they're going to ask for it. So definitely, if you have to make it a contact in your phone until you can memorize it, like a post-it note in your purse, something. But definitely remember that number. So number two is power of attorney, or POA. So that is definitely something that you're going to want to set up as soon as you get to your base, or even while they're in basic. If it's possible for you to set it up, definitely do that. Because in order for you to sign for your housing without your husband, or just to basically sign for him at any point, you're going to need to have power of attorney. When we first got here, we were living in a hotel for the first week or so. And my husband had to keep trying to figure out a way to get off of work, go on his lunch break to housing to get that handled, and it was just way too much of a hassle. Whereas I was at the hotel with the kids the whole time, and I could have just gone to housing and gotten our housing situated while he was at work, and he wouldn't have had to worry about trying to get off and go during his lunch and all that crazy stuff. So if you have power of attorney, it negates all those problems. So definitely get that. Number three, research where you're going. I was online when I found out what base we were coming to. I was online like crazy, trying to learn as much about the area, about the school system, everything, what neighborhoods were the best, because this is where you're going to be living. So you kind of need to know what's around you, what's going to be at your disposal. Okay, especially when it comes to housing. Facebook is going to be your best friend. You can go onto Facebook right now and type in, say you're going to Fort Stewart. Go into Fort Stewart, type Fort Stewart Army Wives or Fort Stewart Wives page. There's going to be a group for that. And it's going to be full of wives who you can ask about, hey, what's the best schools, or what's the best neighborhood to live in? Are there any landlords that we need to look out for if we're going to live off post? What do you think of on-post housing? You can ask all those questions. So definitely research the area that you're going to go to. Go on Facebook, find a wives page for whatever base you're going to go to. And that way you can get the heads up on everything before you even get there. But disclaimer, the wives pages are not for the faint of heart. They are not. They have a lot of unnecessary drama, and you got to take it with a grain of salt. So if you got a question that you really need to be answered, definitely ask it on the wives page. But you might get some not so nice comments from some not so happy women. Just, I warned you. All right. So number four, your life does not have to stop. That was my biggest fear when we got married and we moved, was okay, I'm giving up my job. I'm giving up my family. I'm giving up my friends. I'm giving up all of this for your career, for my husband's career, not mine, his. I'm giving up all of this stuff. What about my life? But your life does not have to stop. As far as careers go, my degree is in criminal justice. So it's a little bit harder to just jump into a new career but I definitely know that I can get a job anywhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be in criminal justice. At least in the area that we're in, a lot of businesses will have give preference to military spouses. Also, the My CAA is a scholarship that is eligible to military spouses that gives you training for you can get a certificate or you can work toward your associates. And it's a $4,000 scholarship that helps you to get into these programs to learn a trade of some kind for a portable career. So I think most of it is like medical certificates. I've seen like some law enforcement kind of things, but it's more like security type of training. But still, a job is a job. It gets you out of the house. But with the My CAA scholarship, you definitely have to act on it quickly because it's only eligible for wives of military members who are an E1 through an E5. And at least from our experience, I've noticed that they kind of rank up pretty fast. Like my husband came in as an E2 and we've been here less than 2 years and he's already at an E4. So your life doesn't have to necessarily come to a screeching halt. It can still go on, but keep that in mind. Okay, next. Number 5, you are one. I don't know any other way to put it than you are really a reflection of your husband. Like there's certain things that you can't do necessarily. Like you can't be ratchet out in public. You just can't because it is a reflection on your husband. Your house, yes, some days I have like lazy days where I just really don't feel like cleaning up the house. However, there are going to be times where my husband's command will just tell them, oh, you know what? We're going to do random house checks. Sometime this week, we're going to be coming to knock on their door and inspect your house. That would suck if they came on a day where I was being lazy and I didn't feel like cleaning up. So that is not a good reflection on your husband because they kind of get in trouble for that. So, just don't do anything that you wouldn't want your husband to get in trouble for. Like there was a girl here who ended up getting her husband kicked out of the army because she kept getting in trouble with the law and making bad decisions. Did he do anything? No, but his wife did. And therefore, he got the boot. So don't. You are a reflection of your husband. Keep that in mind everywhere you go. Okay, number 6. And this is the last one and is like the heaviest of them all, okay? Just the absolute heaviest. Military spouse life is not for the weak. It is not for the clingy, the girl who always needs to like be up under her husband's arm the entire time. No, it's not. It's not. You're not. No, it is not for you. And I say that because a lot of the times, and I'm going to keep this real, like straight no chaser, especially if you have children, you are going to be a married single mother. I said it. I am a married single mother. Now just let that sink in and just listen to how redundant that sounds. Yeah, I'm a married single mother. There are a lot of times where you're going to be by yourself, and it's going to be a lot of times that you're going to be by yourself. Your husband's going to have QC, which is they have overnight duty that they have to do. They're going to have NTC, which lasts a month, and that's when they go travel to train. And then they're going to go out into the field, which can last like 1 week, 2 weeks, who knows how long, how many days. Listen, you're going to be alone a lot of times. And if you have children, you're going to be basically raising them by yourself. I know it sucks. It really, really does. But that is the honest to God truth. You're going to be a married single mother. Now, if you don't have kids, it won't be, I won't say as bad, but you'll just have to worry about yourself, keeping yourself sane and occupied. Whereas if you have kids, you have to worry about keeping your kids occupied and yourself. So you're definitely going to need, and this kind of goes into the your life doesn't have to stop, which I think was like number 3. So you're also going to need to find like a hobby. Find a hobby, find friends or a job, something that keeps you occupied, something that gives you access to other adults. I didn't know how crucial it was to talk to other adults until all I had to talk to for 8 hours a day was Theo. And I mean, don't get me wrong, my 3-year-old has some great talking points. However, I would like to talk to another adult sometimes. It would just be nice. So find a friend. You can go on the wives group, like I said earlier, and say, like, hey, just got here, kind of lonely. I'm this kind of person. I like this kind of music. I have this number of kids. They're blah and blah years old. Who wants to be friends? And people will comment like, hey, you sound like a cool person. I'll be friends with you. And that's basically what you got to do in order to find people. Okay, and so the last thing, be flexible. And I kind of touched on this before, well, just a couple minutes ago, but you have to be flexible. Like vacations, you can schedule your vacation, but it's not saying that that's going to be a guarantee. He may get orders to go do something last minute, so your plans are going to fall apart. So you're going to have to learn to adjust around them. Like, for example, there's a cruise that I want to go on coming up that I'm actually going to go on with my sister. But it's scheduled, it's like a 2-day cruise, so it's just something really quick so I can go to the Bahamas, have a nice little break from the kids, from the house, just everybody. I get a nice little break. So originally, it was going to be, since it's over the weekend, my husband was going to be home to watch the kids. He wasn't going to have to work. It was going to be great. Like, no problem, no muss, no fuss. It was going to be easy. But then he got news that he was going to have to be in the field for that weekend. So I had to figure out a way to get someone here to watch the kids. So thankfully, my mother graciously offered to babysit the kids while I go on this cruise with my sister so that I can have a break. You're going to have to do stuff like that. Okay, guys, I hope this video was helpful to you. Please let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. All right. Bye, guys.